Hello and welcome to another edition of Trotsky or Bus. I think it's March 5th or something. I just want to do a quick one. I haven't done one in a while, so I figure I'll just talk about Ilhan Omar. Not so much about her, but about the rest of these fake leftists that you see online trying to pretend that there's something they're not, that they're not. They're fifth columnists, and I'll get back to that in a second. First, Ilhan Omar. Who is Ilhan Omar? She's a corporate Democrat. That's who she is. And she took, of all her donations, 29% comes from small donor. 29%. That means that 71 comes from large donors or PACs. 71%. Let's compare that to someone like Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi takes 32% of her donations come from small donors. Okay, Nancy Pelosi is less of a corporate Democrat than Ilhan Omar. Now, does that matter to these fake leftists? No. As long as you're anti-Israel, you're fine. You're fine. You could be Joe Manchin. If Joe Manchin started attacking Israel, they would love him. Make no mistake about it. They would love Joe Manchin. As long as you attack Israel, they're good. And of course, what did Ilhan Omar say? She dual loyalty because that's never been Jews have never been accused of that before. Just like all about the Benjamins. I mean, nothing ambiguous about that. Oh my goodness! But as long as you're anti-Israel, you're good. You're good. Um, by the way, I just want to reiterate some of the things I said last time I talked about Ilhan Omar. I used APAC. I was wrong to say that it's the Israel lobby. How big is the Israel lobby? Where does it rank? Most people will tell you they're number one, or that's what I'm sure people think of it. 50th, 50th, 50. All right? So don't tell me attacking the Israel lobby and making it something they're not, saying that, of course, Jews are all powerful. Nothing anti Semitic about that, right? Uh, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Nothing will. It's sad that they call themselves lefties, and it's sad that they probably think that they are. That's the saddest part about it. They're not. And of course, they say, oh, well, we attack Saudi Arabia, and we attack Saudi Arabia, and we attack Saudi. They never give you another example. They certainly don't attack Syria. 500,000 people were butchered there by Assad and Putin. Oh, right. Putin, he controls the Russian government, which controls RT, which a lot of them work for. Gee, I wonder why they don't attack Syria. Gee, I wonder why. They don't attack Hamas. Hamas, Sharia law. The way people demonstrate against Hamas is they pour gasoline on themselves and burn themselves on fire because you're dead if you do that anyway. They'll attack Israel. Israel's denying them their freedom. Really? Palestinians in Israel can vote. They're in Knesset, in the parliament. They're in the Supreme Court. It was a Palestinian judge who put a prime minister and a president of Israel in jail for corruption. The place where Palestinians can't vote is in the Gaza Strip because Hamas doesn't let them vote. They don't have freedom of speech there. Do you hear that? No. In the West Bank, it's the PA that not holding elections. Do you hear that? No, it's Israel. But no, they're not anti-Semites. They're just giving legitimate criticism of Israel. And the sad thing is they truly believe it. That's how fucked up they are. All right? Look, they can't deny the Holocaust. If you deny the Holocaust, you're an anti-Semite. No one's going to even go there. But so what you do, they do the next best thing to denying the Holocaust. Oh yeah, the Holocaust happened, and you look at Israel, the Jews are just as bad. The Jews are just as bad. That has not been labeled anti-Semitic. All right, it should be because that's exactly what it is. To compare Israel with the United States. When the United States and Britain go to Iraq, they killed 1 million people over there. Israel has the most moral country in the world, and only a liar, a fool, or an anti-Semite will tell you otherwise. All right? Don't give me that shit. Legitimate criticism. If it was about legitimate criticism of Israel, there would be no issue here. There would be no issue. But no, that's not what this is about. All right, these people on the left, I don't know if they're stupid or if they're just fifth columnists. All right, because this is a good way to sabotage the left. Because this, you see what's happening in England and in Britain with Jeremy Corbyn. All these things are coming back to him. Because in their bubble, you can say anything you want about Israel. You will. They do compare Israel to Nazi Germany. Okay, they in Gaza, Hamas says that, hey, the people killed, 5 out of 6 were our members, and this is violent resistance. They never call it non-violent, but that doesn't stop it. On these fake left, they still refer to it as non-violent resistance. All right? Facts don't matter to them, but they say, oh, this is legitimate criticism of Israel. No, they're just anti-Semites. And yeah, they're fifth columnists. They will sabotage the left. Same thing that's going on in Britain today with Jeremy Corbyn. It's just reached our shore with this corporate Democrat, Ilhan Omar. And of course, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez backs her because, hey, they're going to sheepdog people to the Democratic Party, just like Bernie did. And that's going to help the corporate Democrats because they control the party, not the progressives, all right? Ilhan Omar is not a progressive. Alexander Ocasio-Cortez talks it, but that's just to fool young people to thinking the Democrats are their party. They're not. They're the party of Wall Street. They're the party of Silicon Valley, of Hollywood. They're the party of billionaires, just like the Republicans. Oh, and of course, this is not going to work. This is going to be worse than Britain because there are a lot of Jews here, and the facts will come out. Yeah, what happened in Gaza is nothing compared to what happened in Syria. All right? When you try to breach a fence, of course, the army is going to defend itself. Of course, they're going to do that. Any country would do that. Imagine if someone did that in the Mexican border. I mean, I don't know. People cross the border to work. That's not what people in Gaza weren't crossing the border to work. They were crossing the borders with maps of Jewish settlements to go kill people. All right? No, not Jewish settlements, Jewish towns. That's not, Imagine if they were firing rockets from Tijuana into the United States. Imagine what the American reaction would be. But if Israel does it, then you're allowed to criticize Israel, and if you criticize the critics, and God, yeah, they're anti-Semites. They're fifth columnists, and yeah, Ilhan Omar is a corporate Democrat. She takes more corporate money percentage-wise than Nancy Pelosi. Fuck. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just depressed. We have nothing going on. I have no hope in Bernie, and I certainly have no hope in Alexander Ocasio-Cortez. So that's it. Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Click on the hammer and sickle if you want to subscribe. And that is it. Trotsky is